What is up, guys? It is FC Barshaloma, and we are back with another podcast for you guys. I'm joined by Ryan, Chris, and Fields. If you guys want to say hello.
Hello,
Alright.
it's Ryan.
Oh,
Welcome. We have multiple topics because the Premier League season has just wrapped up, as well as the Championship, technically, but the playoff final is soon, and the FA Cup is on the Saturday as we are recording this. So, a lot of interesting topics to come for next week's podcast in terms of the FA Cup and playoff final. I think the playoff final will be played by the time we record the next one, I'm guessing. Either way, Wycombe Wanderers have been promoted to the Championship, so
Good for them.
big up, big Adebayo Akinfenwa.
You messed up his name, he's going to kill you.
Yeah, he is. He literally could flick me and I'd die. He's that ripped. So
I'm very excited to see him in Championship next season.
yeah, I think he'll be decent, me, if I'm honest. I've always rated him.
Yeah. Decent player.
Yeah, he is. Big fan.
So, what topics are we talking about today, lads?
I think we'll start with some transfer news. Just quick overview. Do you want to start with your Liverpool stuff first, Josh?
I can. I'll start off with the outgoings of Liverpool. We finally got rid of Dejan Lovren for 11 million to Zenit St. Petersburg. I mean, he was a good player in terms of when he first came to us, but I think obviously as Klopp's built and Joe Gomez has improved, that Matip's been decent as well. I feel like Lovren in terms of quality is just not improved, so I think it was time for him to move on and us to get someone else in. And the person I think we're looking at is, well, there's two players we're looking at as a replacement for Lovren, is Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth and a player called Kabak from Schalke. Both I'd be happy with. Both are young and promising. Could possibly partner Joe Gomez going forward because Van Dijk's 30 next year.
See,
So,
the thing is, I think Lloyd Kelly's more of a left back.
Yeah.
Meant to be a very quick left back, meant to be promising, but more of a left back. And I will say this, Kabak, I've heard he's very highly promising, and I'm basing that on the pure knowledge that he got a Future Stars card on FIFA. So I'm going to say that he's probably highly valued.
He's got good potential on FIFA.
I want. No, I've signed Kabak myself on FIFA. I won't mind Lloyd Kelly, even if he is more of a left back, because we don't have competition at left back for Robertson, and there's rumours that we could be signing a left back in the summer. No rumours of who, but we need someone to give Robertson a bit of competition for that spot. Just because I don't think James Milner can really challenge for a left back spot. He does a shift, but he's not on the quality of Robertson or near him when he's playing at left back. So it'd be fun. And to move forward, apparently we might be getting rid of Shaqiri, but that's just rumours at the moment. So obviously Liverpool and Klopp being Klopp, if there's rumours that if Shaqiri is to go, we are going to go and try and prize Harvey Barnes from Leicester, which I think will be a really good signing for us if we manage to do that. He pitched in with quite a lot of assists for Leicester last season. I think he might have been the highest assister of Leicester last season, or the season that's just finished.
He has got a lot.
Yeah, I think it's 7 assists he got in the Premier League. Like, his goal scoring record isn't the greatest, but he's still young, so that can come with age, sort of thing.
Do you think he's good enough, really? I mean, I'm saying this as someone who doesn't watch as much Prem football as he used to do.
From what I've seen, I'd say he is. Yeah, I'd say he's good enough to play the same role as Shaqiri did, in terms of like a bench and like coming on as like an impact player and getting the odd run out here and there when Salah or Mane is injured. But
or like when they need a rest.
Yeah, but it's like he's English, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as an England fan, I wouldn't want to see him move. I'd want him to stay at Leicester and develop more.
Yeah, but it's like
But
if you're just
is he
going
going
to
to get
improve,
in over Sancho and that? Is
it's,
a big
even
debate.
even with England, I think I think he's capable of getting the squad, but he won't be getting started. Again, might be wrong.
No, he won't. Yeah.
But it's also
No, I agree.
uh, also if you've been living with Thiago now. I'm honest, I don't pay much attention to Liverpool as a United fan, but be interested to see any progress on that.
Yeah, I'm not. A couple, like about a week or two ago, it was like rumoured to be nailed on, and he was going to be announced any day that he was signing. Obviously, the 2 weeks has passed, and we're still not any closer or any wiser to if we're going to get him. It just doesn't seem like a Klopp signing to be Thiago, because he tends to go for people a bit younger, sort of thing, with more
I
longer career span.
I think the issue you've got with Thiago is he's obviously a very technical player, which he's absolute world class, no doubt about it. But the Premier League, you're not going to get that much time to pick out that pass or to.
No, I think Jorginho found that out when he first came to the Premier League, didn't he? He wanted too much time on the ball, and obviously you don't get that in the Premier League.
Yeah, and also it's like you got to question his injury record, and as well as Bayern don't really sell players when they've still got still got some quality in them. It's either when they're either coming down or they've just absolutely flopped.
Yeah.
You don't really get good players out of Bayern.
No, you don't. You don't.
Just look at United with Schweinsteiger. We got him way too late.
Yeah, he did. Well, he was still decent when he left Bayern, if I'm honest. I just think you ruined him.
Just out of interest, Fields, I know you're not spoke a lot so far because there's not a lot going on at Tottenham. But do you know of any transfers happening apart from snapping up Wigan youth on the cheap?
I've heard. So you're saying I've heard Inter's in for Ndombele. What do you think?
I think I don't know what's going on with Mourinho. To be honest, I don't know if Mourinho really hates Ndombele, or because if he does, then we'll sell him. But I personally wouldn't sell him. I'd say give him another season in the Prem and just see how he settles in. I don't think we'll sell him in the end.
Yeah, he wasn't great from what I saw of him, I was honest though.
Yeah, but coming from the French league,
I think
it's going to be
he's got the
difficult.
talent. He's definitely got the talent. It just needs more time in the Prem.
Yeah.
That's my view. For Tottenham transfers, I've heard we've been linked with Bale, and I don't see that happening.
Nah, neither do
I've
I.
been linked with Coutinho. I don't see that happening. If anything,
Coutinho's
if
more
anything,
likely. Because Barcelona
if
has to
anything,
sell
I'd
him
like
somewhere.
that defensive midfielder from Southampton.
Yeah, I think
Højbjerg.
that's on.
Yeah.
I think that's on.
I think
Yeah.
that's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, I
And
think that'll happen.
And I would like to sign that South Korean centre back from that Beijing FC. Really,
I have not a clue who you're on about. You've
Yeah.
mentioned him for weeks now, and I've still not a clue who he is. Jamie. Don't know his fucking name. Ryan, just bring a picture up of him or something.
Will do.
Kim.
I'll put a screenshot or
I know
something.
his last name is Kim. How Son's name, Jin Min Son. I know his last name is Kim.
His last name's Kim. That's all we know.
That's all I know.
Right.
That's all we know. Fair enough. Fair
Some
enough.
fact checking and post.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Ryan, United transfers.
oh yeah, it looks like Sancho is becoming so close to getting done, but it's like it's all a matter of fee and then the structure of it. It'll it looks like it will be 120, but how that's going to be structured is, well, that could probably take weeks, to be honest. But we all at least looking 60 up front, and then like 60 and a shit ton of add-ons. And
Have you made any progress on Wesley Sneijder yet?
I've heard the deal's close.
I've heard this for years, and it never happens.
Yeah, the Sancho to United feels like it's been going on the same amount of time.
Yeah.
But also Jimenez from Wolves, looks increasingly likely as well. It's like they've already got. It looks like they've already got a replacement lined up. And I think solid players.
Yeah, I saw that.
Some different
is
up
it
front.
Paulinho?
Yeah, Paulinho.
Paulinho, yeah.
Yeah, it's just something different up front, because like if
You've still only got to get
rotation.
one loan, though, so I think
exactly.
I think you need a decent out-and-out goal scorer, don't you? So I think Jimenez will be a decent signing for you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and like other links with like Jack Grealish, but I don't think now they actually stayed up that might actually get him. I think that's just the likelihood just dropped with that.
Yeah, plus the thingy, they came out, didn't they, and said that they want between 60 and 70 million for him, and he's just not worth that, in my opinion.
No, and it's not worth for what we need him for. It's not worth 70, 80 million for it. It's like if we could have got him for about 40 or 50 if he'd gone down far enough.
Even then, that's a bit pricey.
I know, but like, I know, but it's like, and also
United, you just splash the cash.
Yeah, linked with centre backs as well. This guy called Gabriel, but it's like been linked with Man United and United and Everton. It's like probably bullshit though, in it. If United's in the same conversation as Everton.
Is he from Lille?
Yeah.
Shut up, Ryan. You're on the same level.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
You are.
No.
You are.
No.
You only got top 4 due to diving and getting penalties.
I reject your statement.
Yeah, I thought you would.
I'll leave it on.
But the facts don't lie.
Reject that. Completely reject that.
Facts don't lie. What about City having a £41 million bid accepted by Bournemouth for Nathan Ake?
Well, I like Ake,
yeah.
But really, like, with all the money they've got, is that the best use they could have got out of Ake? Out of the money?
Yeah.
I think Chelsea's got
as well. He's left-footed as well, isn't he?
No, it depends what City's going to do.
They have first refusal, don't they?
Yeah. It depends what City's going to do next, because because they're playing inverted full back, so they're going to play left back, or are they going to move to a 3 at the back now, or are they just going to spend 40 million to put him on the fucking bench?
Yeah, because I can't see him and Laporte playing next to each other because they're both left-footed, aren't they? And it's apparently I don't know how much because I'm not a football coach, but apparently two left-footed centre backs just don't work well.
Yeah, no. The only way he fits in is either they move to a 3 at the back, or he's going to play left back, just because they're inverted.
Yeah.
Fullbacks.
But Mendy just started coming into his own, didn't he, towards the end after he came back from lockdown. So I think he might be wanting to try him for next season.
I don't know. It depends what he's doing.
So I'm not. Yeah, he's constantly swapping and changing what he does, didn't he? Guardiola, so he can never keep up with what he's on. He's on about trying.
Yeah. So I think that's.
Is that all the transfer news?
Yeah, that's all about the present. Let's reflect and look at the past. At the beginning of the season, a very, 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 very long time ago, we all did some predictions.
Yeah.
And one of those was Premier League table.
That is ages ago.
This is ages ago, before everything kicked off and everything happened and when everything was actually normal. But
yeah.
This is a obviously league table. Obviously Liverpool winning the league.
Way.
Died a little
Up the
inside just then.
boys.
Just died a little inside
Good.
every time I say it.
Oof. Jeez, we was all, most of us was all of us were wrong about Sheffield United, weren't we?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
With this, we predicted with the league table, and basically it's you get points for how far off you are, and it's the lowest win. So Fields won this one.
That's a shocker.
Oh my lord! I lost as per usual.
How
I've
did
never. I
How
have
did
never.
win? I've won something.
You
Yeah,
have
you
won
won that.
something. Yeah.
You've got the most accurate.
You won the league table prediction.
Yeah, because obviously we're right. Who do we want to go with first? Reflecting with like reflections. Whose prediction do we want to go for first?
I think it'd be rude to not go Fields, having
All right.
just talked about how well he's done it. Let's go with Fields.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's got a few ones there, and twos, which obviously is good for scoring. And really, it's just what he's got way off was Sheffield United, Watford, and Spurs. Really, the rest are all right.
Yeah.
I mean, Bournemouth as well. Seven places off. Especially like
Yeah.
top 7. I mean, apart from him, obviously with Spurs bias, pretty much spot on. If you take his Spurs bias away and just ignore that 5 points difference. Places.
I think the thing is, though, you look at Spurs and how much money they've spent on, world-class midfielders, supposedly. And it's just not happened for them, really. So
No.
I can understand Fields going for that.
I mean, you say world-class midfielders. I'd never heard of any of them when they signed them.
See, this comes from being a FIFA player, though. You do tend to get, things like that. But I mean, I think the big one that sticks out for me there has to be Watford, because and we've talked about this in the past, but Watford actually have some half decent players in the squad. You've got Delafeu and Sarr that stand out especially. But the way they are being run at the moment, and that change of management constantly is unbelievable.
Yeah. It's like two games left, and you've changed manager. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And then the result of that then was they went and lost the rest of the games they had, didn't they? They got battered in the rest of the games.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Because look at mine and Chris's, since we got the same amount of points. Again, it's like I think it's we had a more than Fields where we were way off. Like Sheffield United, Burnley, Bournemouth, West Ham.
Yeah, Bournemouth again is one of those that really by now they should have been growing and making those steps now to become a solid mid-table team. They've not done that. I mean, I think me and Ryan, obviously, we've made some errors, but again, a lot of them you could look at and go, actually,
Jeez, I didn't realise Everton finished so low in the table.
Let's have a look at yours a second here, mate. Let's have a look at Josh's, because obviously
I've done shite.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one you've got spot on.
No.
I mean, me and Ryan both actually had
Wolves spot on.
He had.
You had Palace as well spot on.
I had Norwich and Palace spot on, and Wolves. I had 3-0s, but the rest of it has fell apart a bit.
Yeah.
Whereas Josh, you seem to have messed up.
Have shit the bed.
Sheffield United a lot. Everyone's pretty far off.
And you got to give credit to Sheffield United. They've had an excellent season and have been played very well.
They have.
Sheffield United, absolutely massive strides, because they didn't spend a lot of money at all.
No.
Also, to any money they spent, it wasn't like they were throwing money about to get world-class players. They've got players from...
United.
No. They've got players from the Championship, not a lot that's come from abroad. Obviously, you've got a few, like Berge, in
Yeah.
centre midfield now, but they've done really, really well, and I'm very, very happy for them.
Yeah, so am I.
There was a whole thing, obviously, with Wigan and Sheffield United back in 2006, 2007 relegation battle, and that was all a bit controversial. But
Yeah, that West Ham added that controversial bit.
that's
though.
it, exactly. Nothing against Sheffield United, and I'm
No.
more than happy for them here. Definitely the big winners of the year, I would say.
Yeah.
Definitely. Anything more we want to say with that? Or do we want to segue into
I'd like to see some of the more miscellaneous predictions we've made, because
Alright.
this is the meat and the meat on the bones of the predictions we make surrounding other leagues or that. Let's say, right.
Oh, again, with this, if it's in yellow, it's still up in the air, and they've just left. Well, if it's blank, I've just like not highlighted. It's more subjective, and we'll discuss it. But top four, mostly all right. Everyone got the top two.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Apart from Fields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fields. It's a bad error.
Predicting go
Premier
down,
League relegation.
I was way off. It's way off.
Yeah, only like apart from Ryan, everyone got Norwich.
Yeah.
And that was it. Promotion to the Premier League. Promotion to Premier League was very tight going into the last few days.
It was.
I'm happy to get two of them. Fields is still on for a hat trick there, and I think he will get it actually.
I do. I think Fulham will beat Brentford.
I don't want them to, but yeah.
He could get it. To be honest, I want Brentford to go up, but I'd be very interested to see what the odds of that would have been at the start of the season that he could have got on an acca. Don't gamble, kids. We
gamble responsibly.
Just don't gamble. I mean, you can, but
yeah,
it's like going into a brothel bareback. It's a big gamble. You don't want to take it, and you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Most goals in the most team goals in the season.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to get that part from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. City score goals. It's just they also concede them.
They do.
They do.
Champions League not finalised.
Everyone's in there.
Everyone's in.
Yeah. Still, everyone's there.
I have City, which is interesting, whereas everyone has Juventus.
Yeah.
Why has everyone else got Juventus out of interest? What's the thinking behind that? I know it's a long time ago now, but
I just think Ronaldo is going to kick on this season.
Yeah.
But he's sort of done it in the league, but he's not in the Champions League. I think he's got 2 goals, and he's done quite bad in the Champions League.
Yeah. That'll be an interesting one to see. In Europa League, only Fields and Ryan still in that one.
I back Fields to win that with Inter Milan.
Yeah, Inter Milan coming back as a bit of a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Falling well.
We all got Serie A shock.
Yeah. With Europa League, I think United might sack it off, to be honest. At least the next 2 rounds.
Yeah. Haven't you sent all your team on thingy? On
and we've
holiday.
We've sent them on holiday, and we've had the Kazakhstan team group that played against that team started training up again, ready for Lask, because we have to play that again, even though we're 5-0 up on aggregate. So
quality.
Yeah, so it's all in Germany.
The Liga winner.
All neutral. Europa League's all in Germany. Neutral, all the way through. Neutral grounds all the way through, which is interesting.
I think it'll make for good viewing as a neutral, because obviously you've got that sort of sudden death aspect to it, but I don't know. It's just very strange, and everything's shit at the moment, and nothing's the same. Watching football is definitely not the same.
No, it's not.
There you go.
Right, so do you know the two Prem best signings?
Yeah,
I think we've all got that wrong.
we have. Yeah.
But let's come back to this.
We'll get to that.
Let's just blast through the leagues.
Yeah, we'll finish the
Liga,
leagues and then
everyone-
leave it at the thing. Yeah.
Everyone has smashed League 1 and Serie
Yeah.
A, which I think were pretty obvious. Although I think Serie A will be more interesting next season.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
do I.
Yeah, definitely. Like Inter signing
Everyone
Hakimi
got
is
La
like
Liga
huge.
wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because Barcelona
Everyone
shit
got La
the
Liga
bread.
wrong. Yeah.
Yes,
big
yes,
time.
they did.
But again, it seems to happen now that every year or two they'll switch places for absolutely bottling it. And
Yeah.
you know, I don't think Atletico are making as much progress as they were.
No, they sort of dropped off, haven't they?
Yeah, I don't get me wrong. Obviously, they're still absolute class, but
Yeah.
and then we have Bundesliga. For some reason, three of us went Dortmund. We're Bayern having a difficult time at the start of this.
Well,
Yeah.
Dortmund was leading it for the most part, and they was up there, but they just sort of bottled it around January and dropped off massively,
Yeah.
and ended up
Yeah.
finishing. Was it third in the end, or was it second?
I'm not 100%.
Not sure.
I just know they ended up finishing a distance behind Bayern, which was surprising because
Yeah.
Bayern did struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as soon as Bayern got rid of Kovar, they stabilised a bit. Oh no, Kovac, sorry.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. And Liga, of course, it's PSG. Why wouldn't it be PSG?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no competition in that league at all.
It's
Well,
Genuinely
there
a
is.
Farmers League.
There is if you get rid of PSG, then
No.
you'd introduce more competition because you'd have then Monaco, Lyon, Lille. I'm trying to think of Marseille. You'd have all those teams like competing for the league, but it's just a boring league. It's a bit like Bundesliga's sort of coming back a bit in terms of Dortmund challenging, Leipzig are challenging, but
say
it's
Serie
still
A
the
as well.
same winners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Serie A
Serie A
as
is
well.
definitely coming back. I admit that because the Juventus have been pushed right to the end this season
Yeah, they
for the
were.
first time in years. I know they've won what is it like the 8th or 9th consecutive
Ninth
league
in a row. No.
in a row. Fair enough. Like that's obviously bad, but they got pushed by Lazio and into this time, which was a decent sign to see
Yeah.
for the league.
Again, you just want like leagues like that. You'd like to see them just be at least competitive, and that's where
Yeah.
the French league completely falls down for me.
Yeah.
To be honest, the middle of it's absolutely fine. You've got lots of teams that are sort of hovering around mid-table competing, and that level of competition is fine. But it's never any competition for top spot at all.
No.
You know, and that's disappointing for me. But and this is my favourite section of these predictions. I have to say, I love doing this every year. Is the best and worst signings of the season.
Yeah.
Now, as Fields quite rightly pointed out, I think we've all put the best signings right up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Right.
agree.
Yeah, I was going to say, you cannot defend Wamsaka. I think
It's like
the only one
he's
maybe
been decent.
Go on.
He's been decent. He's just he's
He's
definitely
not
not been the best.
He's not best.
been best. And speaking of that, I've shot down a list with what was it? This. If you would like, those highlighted are those who was on loan last season and have either got them again or signed them permanently, but are definitely the good ones.
Ings has got to be the best
Yeah.
signing.
Ings has been fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a case for Dean Henderson. Now, before we get it, like Dean Henderson at the start of the season, there were a few issues regarding his social media.
Yeah.
And I'm very keen to say that if that is correct, what happened there, then that's absolutely disgusting. He shouldn't be playing football. But I'm not 100% sure it is, so I won't speculate.
No.
Dean Henderson should be Man United's number one at the
Definitely.
start of
Definitely,
next
yeah.
season
Yeah,
because I think David De Gea is top.
Yeah, because I think it's all.
He's been awful for like 3 years or now. De Gea.
Yeah. Also, with Dean Anderson, you also have to look at his character as well, because he's won Player of the Season in a promotion-winning side 3 years in a row now. I mean, obviously the last year didn't get promoted to high finish, but on loan at Shrewsbury gets promoted, Player of the Year. Sheffield United promoted, Player of the Year, and he's got Player of the Year again, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's just.
He deserves it. He deserves it. The amount of points he's probably saved for Sheffield United, unreal.
Yeah, I think he's fantastic, and I think again you look at Sheffield United as a whole, those signings there aren't huge, and they've done really really well. You know, Mousse and McBurney.
Yeah.
I think the most disappointing one for me, it's an interesting one. It's not one that we got on the list. Actually, I don't know if anyone put it as their worst signing. The most disappointing one for me has to be Moise Kean, and I don't think it's his fault. I genuinely don't think it's his fault. I think that Everton have badly mistreated him.
Yeah, so do I.
And
he gets a chance to shine, he'll be class.
And you put him on as one of your best, Chris.
Yeah,
he was a bright, like young kid and like future talent when he got signed. It was like, oh my gosh, Everton have signed a decent striker here, but then you had the whole debacle with Duncan Ferguson, like subbing him on and then subbing him off. What was it, 8 minutes later or something stupid like that?
Yeah,
ridiculous.
It's like, and if we go through what we've done, it's like Haller, he's not been particularly good. Pepe as well, he's been okay.
I wouldn't say they are the biggest flops. Like, I really wouldn't say they're biggest flops. I'm saying they're not great.
No.
Yeah.
Mings hasn't been a flop, I'd say. He's been decent for Villa. Muset has been good for Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Rodri's been good for City.
Jetty's not played.
McBurney for Sheffield United. Awarby's not been too bad for Everton. Delph has probably been terrible.
Again,
I don't even know who that Albion Ajiti is.
Yeah, West Ham striker didn't play.
I think
didn't play.
I don't know what fever trait came with. So I'm not sure on that one whether he's actually a flop or not.
Who signed him?
Leicester.
And
Leicester have had a very good season, but I don't know what he's contributed. Iwobi's definitely up there as a bad one. A Jetty I've not heard enough of to say that he's been bad or good.
He's simply not played.
He's just not played.
Okay. And Delph, no.
No, he's. I'm willing to give Delph as a flop.
Yeah, I'd say Delph and Iwobi, and I'd say Prater maybe.
Like looking at the that's worse ones.
Field again, absolute smashing the prediction.
Yeah.
For
the absolute worst ones.
Terrible, yeah. Reverse.
Both loans. I'd say both loans for Drinkwater.
Andy Carroll is the weirdest one, I think.
Yeah.
Darlington awful. Che Adams came into his own at the end of the season.
He did. Well, he weren't really getting much player time, was he? Because Danny Ings was sort of keeping him out of the team a bit.
Yeah, and I've took out the signings. I've took out the signings that are like second or third player it's like, yeah, you've not played. These people have played and they were shit. Even Roberto, when Fabianski
Roberto
was
so
shit.
bad. I'd say Roberto has got to be in there. He was so bad. Roberto and David Luiz, I'd say, the two main worst signings. Just due to the amount of errors they've caused that have led to goals.
The baffling thing for me is that David Luiz has somehow got a new contract. And his agent must be the greatest agent to have ever lived to get that. I've not a clue how he's managed it.
Neither do I.
It's
got to be that Roberto and David Luiz is the worst two signings.
What about Drinkwater?
Yeah,
Drinkwater
but Drinkwater didn't play though, did he?
Well, the thing is, Drinkwater was a massive part of obviously that last team that won the league.
Yeah, I understand that.
And it seems like no club wants him. Certainly Burnley did, and I'm pretty sure they ended his loan early.
Yeah, I think it didn't really play for Burnley, but Villa, he was so shit for Villa.
Yeah, that's a concerning one for me. I mean, obviously, he's not. I don't think he's ever going to threaten the England side. Obviously, I don't know how old he is or anything like that. But I'm a bit sad about that one because obviously he's part of that Leicester fairy tale team. And
Yeah.
I like to see all them doing well because that I'd say that's probably the last moment of pure underdog joy.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
had so long now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Into the last bits of the stats before we start to wrap this up. Most red cards, Watford.
So that's
Yeah.
yes, not just Watford. I've the list here. They are all tied on 3 red cards between the teams.
Ah.
Wow.
And because Watford was a part of that, I've given myself the point. So
Yeah.
That's fair.
Kevin De Bruyne won. Ding, yeah.
Well, everyone got it wrong anyway.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
everyone got it
was
wrong
De Bruyne.
still, yeah.
Everyone got it wrong. Right.
But
Can I just say as well, Ryan does this year in, year out now. And
Yeah.
So thank you very much for
It
that.
is top class. Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Dark horse.
Premier League.
okay, who
It's
we're
got to
going
be
with that?
Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Sheffield
Yeah.
United.
Sheffield
Easily
United.
Sheffield United.
Yes, I have.
The first sacked
Out.
manager in the Premier League order, the first sacked.
God damn it!
Please don't change that rank. It's an ongoing joke. It's a beautiful ongoing joke. Javi Garcia. Again,
Yeah.
Watford. What are they doing with the manager?
No stability at the club, is there?
No, I blame Elton John personally.
Fuck you!
Yeah. Manager of the season, Klopp. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Prem top scorer.
Vardy did
Vardy
not
got that.
expect it.
I think everyone's starting to think that Vardy's going to drop off, and it looked like he might. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's kicked back in, and well, you know, I mean, I like Jamie Vardy a lot.
Yeah, I do.
I just think it's maybe probably a bit too late now to start thinking about England, especially with the year delay.
He retired, didn't he?
He retired, and then there was talks of Southgate trying to convince him out. I think it's too late.
Yeah, I think it's too late as well.
Yeah, and
But Jamie Vardy, absolute class.
Yeah, he is.
it's like
Such a clever finisher, isn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like even what we all put was close, unlike some of assists, and we'll get that one. Because like the assist, De Bruyne won.
Yeah.
Trent not longer behind
smashed
him.
it.
But Sterling's just a goal scorer now. Got 1 assist, as far as I'm aware.
Oof.
Oh, in that ballpark.
Yeah, I think he did.
And
didn't he?
Fraser did shit all, and is now a free agent. Does anyone want him?
He is.
Do you want to
'cause he
sign it,
spat the
Barshaloma?
dummy out. No, I don't want. Yeah, we'll offer 2 Galloway's pies, rising to 3. 3 Galloway's pies per week, per year for him.
It's interesting the stances that players have taken over COVID. I mean, you've got players like Kante who've stated health reasons, totally understand that, or family reasons maybe. Totally understand that. Deeney's done the same.
Yeah.
And then you've got players like Fraser who's refused to see out his contract, and
No, he refused to sign a contract extension to help with the season. He's just
that's
he
what
just
I mean.
said, "I'm once my contract's up, that's it. I'm done."
I
Like
think
leaving
that's
Bournemouth in the
shocking.
lurch.
Like,
Yeah, I do.
you've got-
That's why I don't want him.
No, you've got a lot of Wigan players that even in admin signed contract extensions to see them through.
Yeah.
You know, that's obviously just a huge thing for us at Moulton. We will just update you on Wigan in a second. But I think Fraser's damaged his stock there. Because
I do.
He's a great little player, but you know. We've got the Premier League Golden Glove.
How close was that this season?
Yeah.
And Pope being right
Nick
up
Pope
there.
was in with a shout.
Yeah.
England number 1.
When
And Odin
Ederson
Anderson.
15. No, I'd say Pope. I'd say Pope just edges him for me.
This thing that England have 2 very, very good goalkeepers coming through. I think
Yeah,
I don't rate Pickford.
No, I don't.
No.
Pickford.
Yeah, he'll probably still get in. He's
Yeah.
stupid.
Butland was going to be a promising keeper and has completely dropped off the boil.
Yeah, he's gone. But I just couldn't believe how close it was, because Ederson finished with 15, then it went with Nick Pope with 14, then Alisson 13, joint with a load of other goalkeepers on 13 as well. It was just crazy how close.
I want a quick answer from all three of you. If you would say, if you were the Brazil manager now, and
Alisson.
you've got Alisson Edson, you think Alisson?
Yeah.
Brown?
Better shot stopper.
It's very... Edison's distribution is second to none.
Yeah, Edison's distribution's good, but I don't think his shot stopping ability is on par with Alisson.
No,
what
if
do you
I was
make of this, Fields?
Who would you have in defence for Brazil, though? Like, who would be the centre backs in front of?
I think that's
Alisson or Ederson?
that's a good point, because I think that if
Because
you've
you have
got
Van Dijk in front of Alisson.
yeah, I mean, Brazil defenders at the moment, gosh, I don't have no clue on the internationals at the moment.
No, I don't.
To be honest,
And we know how
I'd
City's
be doing
defence have been.
It's like if I was Brazil boss, I'll be doing a coin kick. I'd be doing a coin toss before every game. Like, right, who am I having this week?
I'd say Edison just because I think that kicking can be such a great tool for keepers.
Yeah, but the thing is, Alisson's distribution's also rarely demonstrated against Man United for the Salah goal.
I think Alisson is actually probably a better keeper, but just personally, I've always liked that long kick, and I think Edison has the world record for the long kick.
He does for the highest drop kick.
Yeah.
Edison has been caught out with his distribution twice this year.
He has.
Yeah.
I think I'm just being biased here because of the bit. I used to play obviously as a goalkeeper when I was younger, and my favourite thing to do was get the ball in my hands and absolutely launch it as far as I could.
Yeah.
So, I personally go Edson, but it's a tough one, and I think Phil makes a very good point that it really depends on who you're going to put in front of them.
Yeah, because if you've got a defence that likes to play a high line, then I'd definitely go Alisson, just because of how good he is at coming off his line.
Yeah.
As a sweeper keeper. Whereas Edison, he tries to do that, but he just makes too many mistakes. As he showed a few seasons back, I think, against Liverpool, he set Salah up by doing it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the issues with Stones, into a ball playing defender, and he's not.
No, he's not. Same with England. They've tried to do it with England as well, with the centre backs as well, haven't they?
Well, I think that's the issue, is that he's transferred what he's learned at City to England, and it's very concerning for me. I don't like that at all. For me, a defender, and I don't know if Ryan can get this, there'll be a clip somewhere of Leon Barnett when he used to play for Wigan.
You're not my supervisor!
Like, if he had the chance to hit it into Rose Ed, he would. More often than not, he'd aim for row C and someone in row C and clear them out. And that's what I like about defenders that do that. They don't care. It's great.
Yeah. Who was saying's most disappointing team of the season?
Well,
I want to say it's Everton.
Yeah, you would say that because you put that.
Yeah, but they got Ancelotti. Yeah, I know that, but they got Ancelotti and they finished where they did.
I think Everton will grow. I think it's a work in progress.
They were still disappointing, though. You've got to admit.
I think Arsenal, and I've not put Arsenal. I think Arsenal.
It's like
they was disappointing, but they still finished fairly well.
They came.
Didn't they finish
eighth in an FA Cup final. But it's just they're so erratic at the minute.
Yeah, they're erratic, but that's because of David Luiz.
Yeah, but how much money they spent as well?
Yeah, I don't think they're disappointing. I think they're on the next thing we're going to do, which is Bottle Job. I don't
I
think
haven't
that.
even said he bottled anything.
I
He's
genuinely
not been
don't.
in anything.
Let's see
to
tomorrow.
bottle.
Let's see tomorrow first.
Yeah.
And we can decide if. Because
Even
if they
then,
lose, I think they've bottled it.
nah, you can't bottle a final unless you go like 2-3-0 up
Well,
and then lose.
Them players and those fans are cocky as fuck.
Stay away,
I'll give
stay
him
away.
that. Aubameyang is a good
Stay away.
striker, but he's a cocky fuck, and most of those players are cocky bastards, especially fucking Guendouzi.
And Mourinho's not.
Please,
Yeah, I know
please
Mourinho.
try and insert photos of every Dele
I know
Alli
Mourinho's
celebration
thing.
ever.
No.
Yeah, please do.
Arrogant, but he has won a lot of trophies, so I'll give him credit for that.
I think that you have every right to be biased, but I do think you're very biased there.
I just think it
I
under
think Arsenal have
Ancelotti with
bottled it
Everton.
more.
I wouldn't say they bottled it. They've not been in anything to bottle.
They've
They've
bottled
just-
not getting into Europe.
Well,
If-
they can still get into Europe.
Yeah, they can still get into Europe.
In fact, aren't they in Europe?
Nope.
The 8th
Well,
missed
Chelsea
out.
are in the Champions League, so don't they get? No, I thought they got it through the FA Cup.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I need to double
I
check
think
that.
that changed.
I think we need to double check
I think
that. I
it's
think
big
that's
change.
If Arsenal
Citation
win,
needed on that.
Look, before
they
we
get Europe.
bogged down in the technicalities of football,
Yeah.
that last one for me has to be introduced as one of the lot here. The breakout start of the Prem season. Now, two people put Mason Greenwood, and I'm not going to argue that at all because
I
he
am.
is absolutely class. You didn't put anyone, Josh.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not saying it's Greenwood. Just because he only came good when teams were unfit coming back from lockdown.
Right, go on.
Oh no.
I think the breakout star is
You
probably
say.
Tammy Abraham
But is he a breakout star?
Really?
Is he a breakout star?
or Danny
'Cause
Ings. Danny Ings.
Is-
Well, yeah, because he's never played in the Premier League properly, has he? Unless
He's played at Swans. Abraham
Who
played
did
at
he
Swansea.
say? My
Tammy
mind
Abraham.
cut out.
or Danny Ings.
Now,
Right.
can I just say with the spirit, what I was supposed to be like, the spirit of the thing is with the breakout start. I mean, like young player coming through, and I think it's like the first Prem season or the first season in the
I'd still
Prem.
go for Tammy Abraham if it was young player.
But even then, it's
I would say Greenwood or
Henderson.
I'm sorry, I'm sticking by this, but Reece James.
Nah, I think if he didn't get that big injury halfway through the season, he might have stood a chance. But I think that sort of knocked him out of contention, if I'm honest, Chris.
I still think Reece James is going to be better than Trent and better than Wan-Bissaka.
Well, he's not shown any evidence so far.
He's still very young. He's not first choice all the time, and like I said, you've got the injury. You know, pundits are starting to pick up on this. Fans are starting to pick up on this, but he is absolutely world class.
Yeah. I think he'll probably be second, and I think Trent will be first. Unless
Yeah.
we're playing against a team where to defend more, then I think Reece James will knock thingy out.
Reece
Trent.
James defensively is far
I
beyond James
I think-
Wan-Bissaka, but offensively, or attacking wise, Trent is something else for me. I've never seen a fullback who can do that with assists and free kicks. He's fantastic. Don't get me wrong, when I say Reece James, he's better than both of them. That is obviously there's a lot of bias there, but
I do think he is he's in the top two of the thing. I don't rate Wan-Bissaka just because he's defensively good, but attacking he's very poor.
all he's got's that slide tackle.
Yeah.
And it's a great slide tackle. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah, he's nothing else.
no.
he's improving.
No.
But
So am I.
also with
some things.
Yeah. Also with Greenwood, you also look like, right, he's coming through what you're expecting, like play here and there, get like 4 or 5 goals. He's got like 15.
That's all comps.
Yeah, all comps.
Tammy Abraham got that alone in the Premier League, and he's not been the first choice striker all season for Chelsea.
And I will say Greenwood has got the amount of goals in less minutes, and in he's only had a proper running starting week in week out.
Come on, he's 4 of those 15 goals have come in the Europa League against absolute dog shit opponents.
Yeah, 4 of the 15 though.
4,
that's not a lot.
No, but it still takes it down to 11, and even then you don't look at the teams that they've played. Like in terms of when they've come back from lockdown, who have just been really bad.
I think Mason Greenwood is the future of England. I really do.
Yeah.
I rate him big time. I think he's absolutely class. And you got
until he starts doing it next season, I won't believe the hype, because I've watched 2 games of United towards the end of last season, and he was shit in both games.
Yeah.
I
will say this.
Leicester, he was shite, and then the game before Leicester.
I will say
this.
As a United as a whole, we were playing very well, but the wheels fell off after the Southampton game because we've been played to death, and that's on rotation and social. But
I thought Greenwood wasn't. But Greenwood's not like a first starter for you, so he should be full.
He was
energy, and he was still shit.
No, in the last
he was
since
I literally
lockdown, he was
watched both
starting
games, and he was awful.
He was starting.
Well, he came off the bench
did start 3 games
in the past 3 games, didn't he? For one of them.
Yeah, I think he's the future of England. But that's that. What do we have to talk about? I believe it's just Wigan.
Real Madrid and Barcelona have released the new kits, the home kits and away kits. What are we thinking?
I think the away kit of Real Madrid, it's the pink one, isn't it?
Yep.
Pink!
I think that looks nice. That looks really nice. And then it's the same again for Barca. It's away kit again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, that looks nice from the outlook, but when I saw it, when I zoomed in on the picture and looked in close, I weren't quite keen on the pattern that's in the black part of the shirt. But again, I'll probably have to see that in real life just to make a final judgment. But I think both kits, in my opinion, look nice. I don't know what you guys think.
I've not actually seen them, to be honest with you.
I've had a quick look at both ones, and that looks okay. Do you like that?
Yeah, I do like that as well.
To be honest, in terms of kits, I'm just glad if my club had one that isn't.
No, just sponsor Foot Stanley Charge.
From Stanley Charge, yeah, exactly. But I mean, again, don't get dragged down on this. Well, it's not maybe the main topic, but today, or well, technically yesterday now, but it was a big day for Wigan Athletic. We had the appeal that went through, but came with a lot of news with it as well. But it's quite unbelievable, really. But the main thing is that they've tracked down Al Young, who everyone thought was invisible. Apparently he spoke to the administrators, although I'm still not 100% convinced.
Yeah, I think it's like a fall guy.
Yeah, well, I think you raised this point on one of the chats, Josh, that it seemed like he's turning on Choi, which is great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all that's been going on. We won't find out until Tuesday. The results of the big news out of United that Chef Wednesday, who were due a deduction since November, I believe.
From the 2017-28 season, wasn't it?
Yeah. Apparently, EFL official statement, they are going to take off what is going to be 3 seasons late. They're going to take off 12 points in the next season for Chef Wednesday, which is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
They've done that today, just as our appeal was finished. Didn't want us to use it in our appeal as evidence. So that's all happened. And Charlton came out today because obviously this all affects them, as they were third bottom table with our points deduction in play. That a Chef Wednesday deduction now would keep Charlton up, and I feel really sorry for Charlton.
Yeah, so do I. It's just not just.
Yeah, Charlton. I mean, if you look at it in terms of if they had gone down this season on points based or performance based, yeah, sure, absolutely. But Chef Wednesday have clearly cheated. Charlton have not. Charlton have been extremely sympathetic to Wigan during this whole thing as well. And I sincerely hope that Charlton, who are considering legal action, I sincerely hope that they push through with it and they get justice as well, because it's an absolute disgrace, and the EFL and football as a whole needs to take a look at itself, because there's so much happening. I mean, even in the Prem with the Newcastle takeover, how Mike Ashley has been allowed to do what he's done with Newcastle for so long is a disgrace, and it seems that the Premier League have purposely tanked the Saudi Arabia deal with Newcastle as well.
Yeah, it does. It does.
What were you going to say right now?
Yeah, with the Championship, it's like if Wigan going down, so should Sheffield Wednesday. It should as well. It's like it should be both or either. If you get the 12 points next year, and they do too, or you both go down together, shouldn't that be it?
I think this is the issue, that Chef Wednesday have actually cheated.
Yeah.
They actually cheated.
Hasn't Derby as well?
Derby. Now with Derby, I can't say for definite because that counts as libel or slander. I'm not sure. I think it's libel. Yeah. But Derby are accused of cheating.
Yeah. Is that going to go to the EFL for a point deduction as well?
Supposedly, but that could take years. It's over the whole Wayne Rooney thing, I believe.
I thought it was to do with what the owner did with the naming rights to Pride Park.
I think but that all linked in with the Wayne Rooney deal as well.
Oh God.
Yeah.
It's all intertwined.
It's a total mess. And they've not been put to points yet. Whereas clubs like Wigan, Charlton are looking at punishment for things that the owners have done out of malice, and it's not positively affecting the club. You're looking at clubs now like Macclesfield, Stevenage, Bury obviously have gone under there, starting again in one of the lower leagues, I think the 7th tier, quite possibly.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace, and
it is.
But I mean, I'll have a lot more to say on this next week, and I know that next week, obviously, with the appeal decision coming through on Tuesday, next week I will have a hell of a lot more to say on this, and it could take up a good portion of the podcast. But again, Ryan will post the links down below for the petitions. Go and sign it if you're a football fan, or you care about your towns, cities, because at the end of the day, for many people, a football club is the town, a football club is the city, and even if you hate football, you're not having a team that's thriving in the town is going to support the economy around you, and it's going to improve your way of living. So go and sign those petitions, make your voice heard on social media, and check that next week, because we'll have a lot more to say.
It's like staying on like the Championship and just ignoring the bullshit owners, and just looking at the pitch only. How do you think Wigan's done this year? Rate your Wigan at your year, ignoring Stanley Chilwell.
I can't, because it came to around November, December, and everyone was calling for Paul Cook to leave. Everyone. And if the betting theory is true, it seems to be that they kept Paul Cook in to try and force us to go down with the form we were showing. That first half of the season, we actually played really, really well and completely bottled every game. Like, the amount of games we were leading and we conceded goals in, absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Since lockdown, in fact, probably a couple of games before lockdown, really, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And at the end of the day, we finished 13th, which is more than what most Wigan fans would have asked for. We've got relegated, or pending the appeal. We've got relegated, and I cannot say a bad thing about 99% of the players, the staff. Paul Cook, who I've given so much stick to on Twitter and Facebook, even at the grounds, you know, booing him and all the other stuff that goes with that. I can only sit here and apologise, because if I'd have known what was coming, then, you know, you'd have chosen the times we had. And the way that Paul Cook and the players have handled themselves during all this, magnificent. So for me, and this will sound completely odd, but for me, season 10 out of 10.
I agree.
Just, I'm so proud.
Done the turn so held the turn up in such a prestigious way.
Yeah.
Amongst everything. To quote Batman, it's in Dark Knight Rises, what Jim Gordon says, one of the characters. Batman put his hand into the filth, so they didn't get dirty, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's what Wigan have done for the town.
Generally, there are only two players I can think of who I look at and go, actually, you've done nothing to contribute here, and that's Josh Windass, who has been giving it. Yeah, he's a
knob. He is an absolute knob.
He's been giving it large over Twitter.
Yeah, I hope his career flops and he ends up in the National League.
I swear to God, the only reason he's in professional football is because he had a famous dad.
Yeah, he's awful.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got Lewis McLeod, who he was in and around the team for a little bit, and then went on the Christmas do when we were at rock bottom of the league. Went on the Christmas do in a Bolton shirt, and has never been seen since.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can only give you a question. Yes.
With obviously the rumours that Paul Cook might go at Bristol.
Yeah.
Who would you like as your next manager?
Graham Jones or a former player, because I mean, even results do not matter for me. If we need that stability back at our football club, and if you were to offer me a question now about, well, if Wigan were to be relegated 2 seasons on the trot now, but I still had a football club at the end of the day that is being managed in the right way and has those links to the local town, I'd give anything for that right now. Graham Jones is free. I think he'd be a wonderful, wonderful appointment. But
Paul Jewell's also free.
Jewell, yeah. I know Cook's going to leave, and there'll be a lot of people saying, well, he's not stuck around for the fact. Paul Cook has been fantastic. There's been stories of him calling up staff that have been who's been made redundant over the whole admin period, calling them up on match days and checking in on them. Paul Cook has done wonderful, wonderful things for Wigan, and it's a shame.
He's gone above and beyond, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's an absolute shame. I think that the administrators, to be honest, are probably forcing him out.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is that it happened because they accepted an offer for Kiefer Moore, and Paul Cook was fuming with that, and that's what's happened there. But
I've heard also as well that he could be doing it for the compensations as well, payment that you'd get if he does join Bristol City.
Yeah, and it'll be a huge wage off because Cook will be being paid quite well.
Yeah,
got some compensation. Great, but whatever Paul Cook does now, I wish him absolutely the best.
Yeah, so do I.
You know, and I just hope that Tuesday brings something special for this club, because it means the world to me, and I know it means a lot to so many people, even people that, you know, we're talking Josh Ryanfield here, who don't support Wigan, they support Premier League clubs. Even them, they live in the town, and
Yeah.
We've been to games.
It's a local place to go and watch football.
yeah,
It's like it's not like we don't go and watch games. Like when we've got the money and that, we do go and watch games. As me and Ryan have come and joined you before.
yeah, it is one of the last proper community clubs out there.
Yeah.
Certainly in, you know, a club like in a league like Championship. I hope we in the Championship come Tuesday. But clubs like us need protecting because the league's failing us, owners are failing us, and I just hope that come Tuesday we're in a much better place than we are now.
Also, isn't there going to be like more information dropped about potential talks with the preferred bidder as well on Tuesday coming out?
Yeah, at some point early next week. I don't know. I don't know. At the moment, the focus is on that appeal.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the club if we lose that appeal. It's not something as dire as that. But a Barnsley, who up until
They're a disgrace.
up until the end of the season, I felt very sympathetic towards Barnsley because they are in similar position to Charlton, but they do not know the fate of their club. They don't know where they finished. But then they finished 1 point above the drop zone pending the appeal that we have, and started celebrating completely ridiculously. Started gloating on social media, started using their website to post information that seemed to be sort of crying, "Oh, we're the victim in all this." And then they turned up to the appeal today and trying to lay a case and do their whole sob story, I believe. I think it's absolutely disgraceful. I think it's awful. And their main argument is, well, rules are rules, and you went into argument, and I understand that. I understand that argument. But the fact is that, and this is the last thing I'll say on it because it is emotionally draining talking about it, but I understand the rules are rules. But the fact is that 4 weeks, well, no, it'll be coming up 4 or 5 or 6 weeks ago now, but at the time of us going to administration, 4 weeks prior to that, Wigan were transferred to a new owner, and immediately plans were put in place to try and liquidate the football club. And from then, obviously we've blocked that and gone into administration. But how is that right? And how is it right? How is it football? But the end of the season has come, and it's now not down to the players on the pitch or down to the coaching staff or anything like that. It's not even down to the fans. It's down to people in suits going to a courtroom for a day. It's an absolute joke. And that's all I'll say on that. I'm done. And please do check the links down below. All the petition links, the charity links, well, not charity links, the Just Giving links. We do have a Teespring store. If you can go there and buy some merch that Josh works very, very hard on, that will support Barshaloma as we navigate tricky times for a six-star team. I mean, no one knows whether we're going to be back playing.
In an uncertain period at the moment.
Yeah, so that absolutely supports us. So go and check it out. There's tons of stuff on there. Before we go, boys, we've mentioned it quickly before. FA Cup final going to happen tomorrow. As you say goodbye, let's have your score predictions. Chelsea, Arsenal. Fields.
I think it's going to go to penalties, and I think Chelsea will win.
Ryan.
I think it's going to be tight. I think it's either Chelsea in extra time or Arsenal will somehow do it on penalties. Because they are jammy bastards and inconsistent as fuck.
They are very. FA Cup is Arsenal's speciality. Josh?
I'm going to go for 2-0 Chelsea.
And I'm going to say 0-0, and then extra time 0-0, penalties. Chelsea to nick it on penalties.
That's all, folks.